Life has a funny way of giving you the cold shoulder sometimes. Because it's always when everything feels as if it's falling right into place when disaster strikes. One moment you're on top of the world, and the very next, you're right back where you started.
Tonight, Hurricane Helene
Hurricane Helene's powerful.
236,000
people across Tampa Bay have been changed
out of the Tampa
forever.
area. One that was
But it's in these unexpected situations that we're forced to dig deep and find resilience. And so, what may just seem like the end is really the start of a whole new beginning.
Goodbye, Civilian Joe.
My name is Alex. I'm 21 years old and I've spent the last 3 years of my life in this van here. I built it out from scratch as a young man fueled by one dream: to see and experience the world. I learned very early on that life on the road means you adapt to living without much of a plan. And while these acts of spontaneity have led me to some of the most beautiful places, opening doors to opportunities I never could have dreamed of, today, I'm going to tell you the story of an unplanned summer on the road that ultimately left me needing to rebuild everything. So this story starts out on the way to Utah. The month was May, and I had plans to spend my entire summer with a caravan of my friends. You see, when I initially moved out west in the van, these were some of the first guys I met, and all of us have been traveling and filming together ever since. So we all got reunited again and camped out in the desert, scheming up a plan for the next few months. Got tacos going on in here, and yeah, looks pretty cozy today. We have this little rule in the summer that anytime we see a body of water, we have to jump in. So that's exactly what we did. Right now we're shooting for Caleb and big ol' aces. Yeah. We spent the next couple of days focused on shooting some upcoming advertisements and exploring in the slot canyons.
Yo, can someone take my camera? It's recording.
The nights on the road typically consist of someone blasting music from their car speaker while we all cook our dinners. And in this particular era, we were obsessed with making bread and honey butter over a fire. Thank you, Luke from Outdoor Boys.
This nigga came through with the shit. I was gonna say some blessings for we got the honey butter combo right here. Oh.
In the morning times, we typically get a little workout in with some old rusted weights and make some breakfast. We'd been going through this dilemma of where we should go next since everyone was on complete different wavelengths. But eventually we were able to agree on a destination that you just can't quite deny.
It's gonna be a crazy change of scenery.
I'm expressing with my full capabilities, and now I'm living in correctional facilities.
So as we wrapped up our time in the desert, we drove on roads that cut through the sky for miles without seeing other cars.
No one. Right in the middle of the road. Check check my mirror. Nobody but Caden and I.
We simply enjoyed the presence of each other and took each day by the minute with not a lick of service and nowhere to be at but wherever we were. Soon enough, though, we realized that Hawaii was coming up and the airport we needed to be at was over 1,000 miles away.
Packing in the back of my van. 3 hours left until we're at LAX, and we're going to Hawaii. Decided in the desert the other day. Now we're on our way.
See this? Honolulu, baby. We out here. We made it.
Nah, we didn't make it.
So that long drive through the desert turned out to be worth it after all. We got settled into our Airbnb, and from there on, everything quickly escalated to 100. Now this was one of those trips that would make my 15-year-old self so proud. Hawaii is this completely unique place where everyone you meet is constantly getting up to new activities, so you're really never bored. So to say that we had lived about a full month in just a week was honestly an understatement. Days turned into night faster than you could keep up with out here, and our time flew by right before my eyes. We met new friends for life on this trip, and every moment under the sun we spent jumping off cliffs, playing volleyball, or searching for new spots to swim at. On one of my favorite days, we decided to go skydiving and then immediately after hop on a boat to go swimming with sharks. Our time faded away in Hawaii very quickly, then we flew back to the cars to start the real road trip. Alright y'all, we just made it home from Hawaii. We just trekked over to Yosemite, and our only plan is to follow the good weather north, do some good swimming. So yeah, right now we're gonna build a fire and have ourselves a night here in Yosemite, right outside. So yeah.
Oh my God.
Yo! What? Oh my God. That's actually nuts.
Down like this, like right here. I'm gonna be like in front, and then I'm gonna.
Bro,
It's too funny.
Bro, you don't know how to drive in America? Hawaii. Yosemite Valley. There's a certain magic that exists here, and anyone who's visited this place can attest to it. Words or pictures can't really describe what it's like to be here. The rivers run vast, and waterfalls tower over some of the lushest, greenest meadows I've ever seen. But you know, the one thing that made our time so uniquely special here was the people. For some odd reason, everyone was in the valley at the exact same time, and we kept adding numbers to our caravan, sort of like a family.
Holy shit, you doing that?
Now there was one thing we did before leaving that would either make you have an accident in your pants or give you the best adrenaline rush of your life. When you're feeling unsure of a situation, there's two things you can do. You can back down and continue to live a life of what ifs, or you can look through the barrel of a loaded gun and feel what it means to be alive.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
on my harness. This is what I have to trust my life right now. So
Look at Kaden.
fun. Very fun.
Now, I don't know what to call this exactly, but we met these fellas earlier in the day, and the next thing you know, we were swinging 100 feet out into the valley with them. To get up there, we had to lug a bunch of ropes up a cliff in order to swing off of it. Come to think about it, it does sound pretty crazy, but I sure had a damn good time. Eventually the sun set and we figured we'd get some night climbing in. So we hiked over to a new spot and quickly set everything up. Now most of this time was spent goofing around and enjoying how clear of a night it was, but we actually managed to get some good routes in at the end of it. This wrapped our time up in the valley, and I had to quickly get to a nearby city for an upcoming
What's up,
shoot.
Raj? Are you?
We're figuring out some.
Oh, it looks like a rap fucking song.
Over the next few days, I drove up to Reno, Nevada in order to finish a shoot that the client wanted to be in a city landscape. A few weeks back, I had invited one of my best hometown friends, Ryan, to come out and travel, so he was able to help me get the job finished.
Is it still bad out there?
After that, we booked it back to the group to find everyone in a slump due to the weather. There were cold, wet, and rainy conditions pretty much everywhere in what seemed like the whole country. So with some taking a break to go home for a second and others to visit friends, me and Ryan went on our own journey.
Alright, y'all, update. We drove to Idaho because the weather got shit.
Dude,
Caden
this
went
looks
to
like
Texas.
Phoenix,
Caleb
bro.
went
Can
to
we go
Oregon.
somewhere else?
And we are in Idaho. Basically. What did you just say?
You make that fucking face! Ah! Why do you make that face?
Ryan's pissed.
This was a pretty cool time because me and Ryan have pretty much grown up together. And ever since I moved out, it's not that often we get to see each other. You see, once you've been friends with someone for 10 years, it really doesn't matter if anyone else is with you guys because you can just laugh about anything. So all alone, we set out and ended up discovering this cool little mountain town, having some of the best moments I had all summer long.
Pizza. Dumbass.
Good.
Oh my god, it's gonna go. I don't know what to do anymore.
What does this look like on cam?
Just fucking.
Holy fuck. I mean, given, no. Earned, yes.
Kevin the Merlin.
Now this sort of marked a turning point in the summer. Over the next couple weeks, I would drop Ryan off to go home, and then go on to explore the Grand Tetons with a group that would be a part of this next big mission.
Hell nah, bro. Do you not see this sunset right now?
Dude, yeah.
Y'all ready? Let's go to the spot.
But I'm drunk.
These are my favorite fucking moments on the road. Didn't mean to cuss at you, but just came out. I really can't explain to you guys the amount of freedom you feel when you're out on the open road. It's sort of like this ball of fire inside of you, and it burns to see what each new day will hold. The time of day becomes absolutely nothing more than a figment of your imagination, and you're just there, living in the present. There's not another thought in the world but to enjoy what's in front of you. And that's the beauty of this life, no matter what kind of negative situations you find yourself in. And I'm gonna let you guys in. This is what was going on behind the scenes.
What we got cooking right now.
How is the Tetons? Was the Tetons? It's snowing. You see this?
You know, sometimes things just don't go as planned. Caleb's car broke down, a blizzard started striking on us. I got locked out of my car for a full 3 hours, and we ended up needing to tow Caleb's car to Cody. In the end, though, it led us right to something that none of us ever could have expected.
This is Wyoming summers for y'all. Holy balls.
Now, I had never been to a rodeo before, but with one going on the night we got into Cody, we knew exactly what we had to do. At this point, days were flying by, and I didn't pick my camera up again until Montana, when I decided to make a very poor financial decision. The days were spent on long adventures, and as night came around, we were cooking up steaks by the riverside. But when everyone got tucked away into bed each night, I was on my own mission looking to buy a motorcycle.
She looks beautiful. I'm leaving tomorrow. I don't even have a hitch on my van. Let's do this.
So with no hitch or trailer and a 15-hour drive in front of me, I left the group to go check this bike out.
Wild, y'all. Crazy storm I've been driving through.
Alright, y'all, we have made it to Seattle, and we just did the transaction. Just came here and winged it, and luckily everything worked out. And there's not much film of the happening of it because, honestly, it was such a damn stressful process, but now it's over. Got the bike. We're headed out. So I'm gonna give you guys a quick look, and we're gonna hit the road. Go meet up with the buddies for 4th of July.
Now at this point, I was feeling very accomplished that everything had worked out. So from here, I drove directly back to the group in a town where we always celebrate our 4th of July.
It's almost 4th of July, baby.
This guy's making steak.
Yo! Even steaks on the 4th of July! Woo! Let's go, baby!
It's the 4th of fucking July, Mike. For Pete's sake.
It's the 4th of July.
Now this is why small towns are my absolute favorite. Because just shopping at the grocery store, we met a big group of friends that would invite us back to their cabin to celebrate. So after partying for the night and having our fun, we left for Mount Rainier with the biggest group yet.
Yo, baby! It's the 4th of July! Fuck yeah! No one try some steak. Hey, look at this.
What is this, the muddiest place ever?
Now our time at the mountain was really quite short, but we spent the time doing some hikes and I got to go on a few nice rides. We were really only here passing through because the next morning we were heading somewhere we had never gone before.
Hey, good eye, mate. How are ya? Oi!
Hey, it's time for Canada!
Righty, oi! Fuck yeah, dude.
Let's go.
Why every time this guy is taking an accent and filming me at the same time?
Because, man.
Maybe because I have one.
Hey, this is Hank Hogg back here.
I'm Hank Hogback, ready to go to Canada. Hank Hogg.
As you can tell, all of us were really excited to cross into Canada.
The US is the best fucking country in the world, bro. There's no doubt.
We're in Canada.
Most amazing fucking landscapes.
Our first day, we drove out of the cities to a small town that backed up to some of the finest mountains I've ever seen. And while standing here goofing around, we got a call from our buddies saying that there were 2 grizzly bears just hanging out on the side of the road. So obviously, we had to go take a look.
I mean, hey.
Where was London?
Help!
We watched those bears for hours as the sun set, just sitting off the side of some road in BC, Canada. And traveling around, it's so easy to get focused on the main destination, but it's the moments like these that are what it's all about to me. In a town where you can't remember the name is usually where you tend to make memories that will last all your life.
I actually can't believe how.
Ready? Yeah. Let's go. Running and time? Yeah.
So at this point, we were halfway through July, and everything was pretty much going in our favor up until we made the trip out to Banff. After driving the 10+ hours to get there, our caravan had got split up into multiple groups for almost a week. In these days, I saw impressive landscapes and extremely teal lakes. But you could almost feel it in the air for everybody that there was a change coming.
I should call myself Nolan on this win.
Different issues were arising, from struggling to find spots to camp at, to just experiencing downright bad luck. We realized this might be the end, and we enjoyed our time together for the last few days, before some folks headed south, others north, and some went home.
Last day as a group. I don't know what I'm doing with my life, honestly. If I'm
Now this left me with a big decision to make, because truthfully, I could go anywhere, but everywhere felt like the wrong place to be at.
Leaving Canada, y'all. Sometimes things do not happen like you expect them to out here. But that's alright, that's just part of the game, and you gotta rebound from it, so. Pretty sad. I'm gonna miss all my friends for the meantime, but we're headed east for now. Yeah. It's alright.
Over the next couple weeks, I spent my time riding motorcycles with my dad and figuring out what my next move would be. And eventually I drove down to Florida, where I would store my van to set off on one last mission before the disaster. Now everything about this trip started perfectly. I'd worked out a deal for a couple of camper vans, so me and some buddies from the summer had set off to explore the Italian Alps for a few weeks. Along the way, we got the chance to shoot footage for this stunning resort beneath the Dolomites.
In the door, and she said, "Are you Freedom?" And I said, "I am Freedom."
Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door.
So for days we drove all around the Dolomites, visiting spots that I've dreamed of seeing for many years now. Now this trip went by super fast, but our last day came up, so we parked the vans up to cook a big breakfast and talk about our next move.
It's time to eat.
Now I didn't know it then, but my whole life for the next many months was about to change. While on the way to catch my flight back to Florida, I received this message from my brother.
I know you're flying back to Florida today. I just wanted to give you a quick heads up. There's a little tropical storm developing, but text me if you take off on time. Your flight should be good, so just text me when you can.
Alright, y'all, so while I was in the air, the storm intensified into a full-blown hurricane, and I had to get a hotel for the night. So we're gonna watch and see how this plays out. Now the crazy thing about hurricanes is how fast they can turn on you. Over just the next hour, the storm got way worse than they ever had expected it. And in turn, my community started to suffer.
Overnight, Hurricane Helene slamming into Florida's Big Bend, making landfall as a deadly Category 4 catastrophic sustained wind up to 140 miles per hour. The first ever Cat 4
showing no mercy, destroying property, flooding hotel lobbies, businesses, and homes.
911 overload. Cars abandoned on roads.
It is the strongest hurricane to make landfall in Florida's Big Bend region on record.
These cars were buried in the sand, showing how powerful the storm was and how rapidly things developed. The owners simply could not get the cars out of the sand in time. Behind me.
For 3 days, we were stuck at my brother's house, while law enforcement did search and rescue and cleaned up the roads enough to drive on. As everyone was finally led across to go see what had happened, this is when reality finally hit me.
That's our friend Scotty and Lan's house right there. They just refinished this house. All of that furniture was brand new. Moved in there.
There is just so much destruction. It is hard to even document properly. It's everywhere you look is more destruction. These are entire people's homes just gutted through. And now we have another hurricane, even bigger than the last, coming. Everybody's trying to stay positive, but you know, this is the current state of the Tampa area. Everything.
No. Not the boots, man.
So unfortunately, Hurricane Helene got us good, and in the process of taking out pretty much my entire community, it also got everything. It got everything. Yeah, we're gonna get some souvenirs off the van and get ready to say goodbye to it because it's getting picked up early in the morning and I'm never gonna see it again. The fuck? That's fucking weird.
So I unexpectedly said goodbye to my home and belongings. Then I started to think about how I could rebound from something like this.
It's gonna take a lot of work. It's gonna take a lot of effort. It's gonna take a lot of mental integrity.
But slowly, you start to make progress. And before you know it, 6 months go by, and you're miles ahead of where you're standing right now.
Alright, y'all, this has been quite literally the most painful.
All my hardest challenges in life have always been opportunities to come back stronger. And so that's what I'm trying to remember. The world has this certain way of tossing you around, bruising you and giving you calluses over and over, not to give you pain, but to prepare you for your next battles and your next endeavors. There's that saying about the hardest battles are wars, creating the toughest soldiers, and beyond just a corny quote, any one of you watching this could recognize the true meaning in that.
So the question is, will I be leaving with or without a truck camper on my truck bed?
So over the next half of a year, I started to rebuild my life, not letting anything get in between. Things started to become more clear to me as I got through the fog, and now 8 months later, while I still have work to do, I'm finally back to living on the road.
Yeah. Gonna get back out west. Hurricane Helene can suck my balls.
Drove for 13 hours, and this one just happened to be right here, and it's completely empty almost. My very first night in the rig. Got a bundle of firewood and some burger meat, so I'm about to fry up. I've since made my way back to Arizona, which is where this story ends for now.
Time for me to fly.
Here's to kicking some ass and coming out on top.